Well, good morning, everybody. It is 4:30 a.m. and we are about to embark on our journey out west. So stick around and join us on the Semper Gumbie channel. Come on, let's head west. What a burger! Okay, so what a view. Getting here today was kind of a challenging route because we encountered several storms, thunderstorms. They were really bad. 15 to 20 car pileups, and every time I tried to dodge it, there was another one popping up from the south. The last one, I actually encountered three. The first one was getting into Arkansas, just a little bit of Little Rock, and that one was pretty bad. I've never seen the skies turn that black in the middle of the day, and I got a really appreciation for the folks that live out there that have to deal with those thunderstorms. But had some hail, some small hail, nothing to be worried about on the vehicle. And then we got out of that, and then we got into Texarkana. And then Texarkana, there was another one that hit there. Small hail also, but about 60-mile-an-hour winds. Got through that one, and then we were trying to stay south of the storm, but the way it wrapped around, there was no way around it. And in the Paris, Texas, we hit another one, and that one had large hail. I took shelter under a abandoned gas station along with some other folks out there until the storm passed. Got done, storm went through, broken branches, debris all over the road. Power lines were leaning over on trees, on fire. So it was a challenging 8.5-hour drive out here, but it's all worth it. And I just saw a fish jump over there. Oh, oops. And then you're supposed to seal the pack up for about 10 minutes. And we wait. So this morning's breakfast was a biscuits and gravy, and it lived up to its expectations. It was pretty good. Really enjoyed it. The spot next to me, you may have noticed or seen this truck on a YouTube channel, and this vehicle right here belongs to Mr. Brian Waters from the Brian Waters Outdoor channel. If you've seen his channel, he just got this new truck. It's a brand new Ford F-150. It's a Lariat, and he just got done building it. And let's go see what he's doing. That is a must if you're going to come camping in the summer.
106 degrees in here. What are we doing?
I don't know. It's feels like 107 outside.
All right. Oh, I got Ansel over here. So yeah, Tito's handmade vodka, award-winning American vodka crafted in an old-fashioned pot still, Austin, Texas.
Okay.
And this is some good vodka. Got to season the ice.
Now, why is the cup so important for?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay.
They've just always been served in a copper mug. I don't know.
You're gonna get all these people saying, "Hey, I'm gonna come camping with you."
I'll make you a Texas donkey. I don't have a cutting board. No, I thought about myself. I'll let you squeeze your own line. You put that whole bad boy in there. Give it a good stir.
That just smelled fine. Wow.
It's good, man. Welcome to Texas.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. That is good.
Very refreshing.
So, Tito's, ginger beer, and a lime. That's it.
Yep.
Ice on the lake.
And 105 degree temperature.
It does taste good in this heat.
It does. It's refreshing.
Cool. Yeah, that's good.
You get a little bit of chill going down your back. Oh. I guess we're kind of lucky though that it is a little bit overcast. I say that and watch it all go away. We get beamed down by sun.
I think the sun's done for the day.
I hope so.
It was brutal.
So how did it go last night? Was it
As far as
sleeping in the truck?
I slept pretty decent because I guess I drove for 9 hours and dealing with the storms, always, but it was all right. I mean, I woke up a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times. I had to use, go run to the bathroom, but other than that, it was fun.
Good. And one thing, because I know you got airbags on your truck, one thing I didn't even think about was use that to level.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that until a couple of videos ago.
Yeah, I found that out after I was at...
Okay, we're good. Okay, Gummy Nation. So, standard baked potato. It's not even baked. What do you call it? Russet potato? Big old potatoes. Slice it, coat it in olive oil, put whatever seasoning you want on it, and just little tiny slices. Put it in a foil packet, put it on the grill. But the secret ingredient is ranch dressing. So we're gonna put a little layer of ranch on this first layer, I guess. It looks gross, I know. Ben, do you like ranch?
I do.
Okay, good.
It smells good too, though.
Okay, so there's the first layer. Then we're gonna get the second layer of taters. Put it on top. Give this to the ants. A little bit more ranch. Make sure all these slices have a little bit on them. My little bit might not be your little bit.
Is this your own personal recipe or?
Kinda. I mean, I just kind of tweaked it. I'm sure there's a recipe for this, but so then we're just gonna kind of fold this up, get it airtight, so when we put it on the grill, it steams itself.
It's like hobo cooking.
Yeah, it is. I love foil packet meals. They're so easy.
Oh, so easy.
And there's no cleanup. Okay, and so then this is gonna get put on the grill for about 30-45 minutes, depending on how hot your coals are, but absolutely fantastic.
All right, well, looking forward to it. Smells
That's it.
good, looks good, smells good. And we also have
Donkeys.
donkeys and some steak, actually. I don't know if we should cook both of them. No, what the heck. Cook both of them and
That's a lot of meat.
yeah, well, maybe just cook one and cut it in half.
How do you like your steak cooked?
I can either go medium or rare, so it don't matter to me.
Okay. I'm more cooked.
Okay, we can do well.
Well, actually, we can cut it in half and cook one more. A little
Okay.
bit more. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste one of your steaks.
Okay. You sure?
Because I'm going to get a lot of flack for how I like my steaks cooked. I always do.
Okay. You sure?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's cook the big one then.
That's fine.
And we'll cut it. I mean, I eat steak anyway. I mean, I don't care as long as it's cooked. I'd be good to go.
I can't have it mooing
Okay.
or bleeding on
So you
me.
don't need prime rib? You do prime rib?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
All right. So we'll cook it well. So we got some steak, some potatoes with ranch dressing. Of course, gotta have cheese. And then we got some ribs on the fire. So you guys wishing you guys were here, weren't you?
All right.
All right, folks. So Brian made these potatoes. It's got ranch dressing, cayenne pepper, lots of cheese, and it is amazing. We just had a steak, and the next part of the menu was we're gonna get some ribs. So
We can't be afraid to get dirty with these things.
people are gonna say you only ate on your trip. That's all you did every day was eat.
Well, that's all you do. I wrap these up like Fort Knox. Okay. There's one.
That one smells like honey.
I hope they're heated up enough because
I'm sure it's still good if it wasn't.
they're hot. Okay. Can you let's see if we can get this off of the foil.
Okay.
All right. Damn, that's hot. Let me get my
We need,
knife.
I'll tell you.
All right, there you go.
Oh, I felt raindrop.
Oh, we got to hurry up and eat. All right, this is a spicy one. I say spicy. It's not overly spicy.
Yeah,
It's just got you smell the mango on
I
it?
do.
The mango
I'm gonna say I
habanero?
can smell the habanero.
Yeah. All right.
You got it.
Now, those are kind of spicy. I just licked my fingers.
People are like, you guys are eating in a fucking storm. Yes. It's not really a storm here. It's over there. Told you, Willie, you should have came along. All right, folks, had a great time hanging out with Brian Waters. We had rice, ribs, steak, potatoes. I mean, we had a couple of donkeys. Thank you very much, Brian. But the rain or the thunderstorm, it is here, and it's rocking this truck. But a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder. So we're gonna call it a night. Got everything broken down, everything packed up, and we leave tomorrow, but getting this through another thunderstorm. So fingers crossed that it'll be okay. It's supposed to go to about 10:30, and got our fingers crossed because I had to fold up the electric bike and get it into the inside of the truck. But we're gonna call it a night. Thank you for hanging with us today, and thank you to Brian again for his hospitality, and we'll see you all in the morning. Hey everyone, we are hunkered down inside of the back of the truck cap, and the thunderstorm is here. It is shaking and rocking the camper shell, the truck cap. I just had dinner. Brian retrieved to his truck, and I'm in mine, and I've got towels set to prevent water from coming in on the false tailgate. And this is a really bad thunderstorm, so we'll see how long it goes. And lightning and thunder and all that good stuff, so we're hunkered down. Oh man. All right, folks, see you in a bit. Well, good morning, folks. It is Friday morning, and it was a brutal night. I must say, it was a brutal night. It's actually pretty nice right now. We're gonna make some coffee and listen to the crows squawk at me. But everything's fairly wet. So when I get to camp today, I'm gonna have to
I'm just gonna have to throw it in the bag and take it home and clean it. But sunrise is already up a little bit. Hopefully you can see kind of behind us what we're dealing with, but we always get a pretty good sunrise here. But anyway, Ben, it was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much. It was good hanging out and having some food and weather the storm. Hope down. Weather the storm and hail and wind and rain.
I always say I like a good storm. I was not expecting that last night, but it was fun. It was good sleep.
Yeah, so they made it interesting, and had a really good time. And if I come back out here in the fall or something, I'll let you know. And
absolutely,
had a good time out here. I appreciate the invite and hospitality.
Well, safe travels on your way up to the Tetons too.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit jealous, but have a good time. Yeah. But anyway, folks, I will leave his channel down in the description below too if you want to follow along his little journey up north. Should be quite interesting. Him and Hoku are 1,800-mile journey. So, folks, thanks for tagging along. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week. Take care.
In the dark, in the middle of a rock show. Damn straight.
All right, folks, we are going into a Buc-ee's, so I'm gonna check it out, and we're gonna see what's in here. Getting some beef Give me some beef jerky. So we are in the parking lot of Buc-ee's having a brisket burrito. And it's pretty damn good. Hey folks, here I am. I'm in Amarillo, Texas, and it is hot. All right, well, I just finished that ramen and I'm kind of still hungry. So fatty's got to eat. So right now I bought this at Buc-ee's today. It's the chopped brisket sandwich, and I had it in the cooler. Forgot that I had it. So I guess I'll eat it, and then I'll call it a night. So, yeah, it's about 8:30 right now. Sun's still up. And let's see. I guess it's better when it's warm, but
In 1 mile, turn right to merge onto I-25 north towards Trinidad.
man, I'm about ready to hit Colorado, and it is chilly out here. Man, my truck is just trash with all these bugs. But I stopped at this rest stop because I got to put on some long pants because it is cold. I have a hoodie on now, and it is cold. Well, cold, but cooler. The wind's blowing. I think it's about 54 degrees. So got me gonna have to put on some long pants here in just a second. But whew, no sun today. Everything's all overcast. And I just got done airing up my airbags a little bit more. I put about 25 pounds of pressure in it to help even it up. But let's put on these long pants and then we'll keep trucking. Well folks, here we are. We are solo camping for another night at another location. Today we are in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It just got done raining, so it was pouring rain. So I was able to wait it out in the car. It's cool out here. I got my hoodie, it's wet, but I'm not gonna even put up the false tailgate tonight just because it's they expect it gonna be in the 40s. So folks, man, it is about, what time is it? It is
9 p.m.
It's 9 p.m. here in Colorado. And look, I was in 103 degree temperature the other day, yesterday, with the AC running, and it's in the 40s right now, and it is chilly. In July. So here I am. We're doing the preps to go to bed. TA's over there pumping up his air mattress, and kudos to him, man, because he's in the elements. And he's got 2 sleeping bags.
Actually, it's 1 sleeping bag, and then it's a poncho liner reinforced hammock.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna use it as a blanket.
Okay. And then you got your regular.
And yeah, that's just this is my summer weight sleeping bag.
Okay.
That I got at
Is
Army
that going to be
Surplus.
enough?
Oh yeah.
And then you got your headgear and.
Good to go. No sweat.
Say. No sweat.
Yeah. That's the Ranger way.
Yeah.
Travel light, freeze at night.
But you know, if he needs anything, I'm like next door.
That's right.
We got Hoku. We'll send Hoku over.
That's right.
But he was saying it's unnatural, or this is unnatural. This is a code.
That's right.
It's normally
Uncharacteristic.
It's uncharacteristic. Is basically what he said. But for those that's going to be watching this video, I'm not using the fan. I'm not using the AC. I'm using every blanket, a hoodie, Hoku, and it's amazing. All right, so I think I'm going to take me a nice hot warm shower and then run. Okay, folks, everyone's up, and Hoku, get back up there. Everyone's up, and we got some coffee brewing. Like I mentioned before, I thought it was the Mexican chocolate, but it's the Cinnabon, and got it in the percolator. And then for breakfast, we'll have, we got some eggs, we got some everything bagels, and we got some bacon, so stay. So we got everything. You want to come down? Go down, Hoku. Put your leash on, Hoku. Go down. Down. Come here. Hey everyone, this is Ben. Hey, I am somewhere between Nebraska and Colorado, making my way to Amarillo again, but I am in the middle of nowhere, and what's really cool about it, I'm on a dirt road that's been going on. It's a county road that's been going on for about 25 miles. I think I'll pull out somewhere on 385 or Interstate 385, and then passing down through Lubbock, Texas. But talking about an adventure, this is wild. Never thought I would be driving on a backcountry road trying to find the interstate, but we'll get there, and that's part of the adventure, I guess. But stay tuned. With the unfortunate situation at the Grand Tetons and not having our reservations be found, I decided to head back east, but halfway through the drive back across Colorado, we decided to head towards Palo Duro Canyon. We were not able to stay there the week before due to the heavy flooding and the water rescues from the thunderstorms that week. So we decided to stay at a Best Western and spend the night there and get a good night's sleep. But little did I know, another huge thunderstorm was headed towards Palo Duro along with some tornadoes. Hey everyone. Well, as you can see, we are not in the back of my camper. We are in a hotel room tonight. And we are back in Amarillo, Texas. And we got here about 2 hours ago. We drove back from Wyoming. But the deal was, well, how we ended up here is because on the other end, they could not find our reservations, and there was no place to stay for the 3 days, and it was wicked hot. So I made the decision to head back east. Now, last week I was supposed to go to Palo Duro Canyon and stay 2 nights there, but due to the heavy rains and the flooding, they closed the campground out. So thankfully, I was able to stay in Colorado Springs 2 extra nights. That helped out a little bit, but when we got to Laramie, Wyoming, they did not have our reservations. So kind of stranded. Am I disappointed? Yeah, a little. Am I upset? Not really, because I have been on the road for about 7 days now, 7 or 8 days, and I was able to meet some great people along the way. I was able to meet up with people I haven't seen, friends for 20 years that was able to meet up with, and I was able to camp with some friends that I haven't seen in years. So, you know, also I got to meet Brian Waters. We had a little collaboration video, so it all worked out. And sometimes life throws you curveballs. You gotta accept it. Had a lot of outside distractions for this trip, but I think I managed pretty good for the last 7-8 days. So we're going to get up early tomorrow morning, and then we're going to head out to Palo Duro Canyon and spend a couple hours out there, and then after that drive back home to Tennessee. It's about an 11-hour drive, and if I get tired and I don't think I would do it, then I'll just stop along the way. But overall, this has been a great trip and an adventure. You know, just seeing the beauty of the United States. The gentleman that's parked next to me just got back from Montana, Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons, and he told me he did not enjoy it because it was stupid, crazy packed. He said if he had a choice to do it again, he would wait until the off season. He said everywhere you went was traffic, everywhere you went was a line, everywhere you went was crowded. So his wife flew out of Jackson Hole, flew back to Houston here, and he drove back, and he said if his recommendation is to go during the off season. So I may attempt to do it again in October or the fall. I'll plan out a little. Now I know what to look for, where to go, where to stay, and if you want to go along with us, meaning me and Hoku, come on. You know, we'll bring another vehicle, we'll bring another rig, or we'll just we'll try to do some other camping places, and we'll go from there. But I want to thank all of all of my family and friends who have kept up, and our supporters and our subscribers who kept up with this whole ordeal, and who has sent me messages every day and asking if I was okay and checking in on me. So thank you to my parents, my family. Thank you to Mr. Neil Barber for keeping an eye on my place, Mr. Willie Gray for you know, checking on me every day, and you know, everyone else. So thank you again. So we're going to call it a night, and we are going to get up early in the morning and head out to the canyon after we get some free continental breakfast. So all right, so we'll see you guys in the morning. Have a good night. Jeez.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. You have a good night. Yeah. All right, so tonight's dinner is in the hotel room, and we got some Thai food today. So we got some spring rolls and some Thai curry chicken. So no camp food tonight, so let me see how that tastes. That's good.
Weightless, I am weightless. Underneath your wind I soar. Wasted, I feel wasted.
Today we are in Canyon, Texas at the Palo Duro Canyon. And check that out. It is called the Baby Grand Canyon. And we will be spending the next 2 nights here at the campground. But took a little bit to get here. We're about a week behind schedule because of the flooding that they had out here, and then they closed everything down. But we are here today, and it's going to be a scorcher. So they let us check in early, and we're going to head down to the campsite, set up, and check out the rest of the park. So hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for sticking around on this adventure. 12-volt cooler worked so well, it almost blew the top off my bubbly. So I'm just going to set it out here, gotta get warmed up. After receiving several alerts on my weather radio about a severe thunderstorm along with tornadoes, I received a phone call and was advised that there may be tornadoes in the area this evening. So I broke down camp, packed up, and made the decision to head back to Tennessee. A day later, I read about a tornado that touched down a little south of where I was staying, and 4 people had lost their lives. I'll be back again to see the Grand Tetons. It'll be maybe this fall, but I will get back. I will make it out here, and I will start another adventure.
Hey, you couldn't see it coming. You might have thought it, but you couldn't change it. Hey, it's not right or wrong. It's about trying, find the silver lining. Rain and fire, highs and lows, you name it. Cold and warmth, laughs and cries, you have it. The world goes by, and by the time it does, you missed it. You didn't see it, flew by. 'Cause time's not waiting for me or you. You will miss it if you don't catch it in time. In time. Say yes, rather than no. Don't let your fears lead. Light is at your feet. Yes, regret is worse than failing. Keep the loved ones close, close enough. Rain and fire, highs and lows, you name it. Cold and warmth,
So we pulled into a Love's truck stop, got some fuel, and got some hot dogs. Whew. Driving at night. I left Amarillo about 5:30 in the afternoon, so right now it's almost 4 a.m. Still got 315 more miles to go, so it's gonna take about 4.5 hours, and I might just rest here for a little bit, finish the hot dogs, and then keep heading east. All right.
All these dried up bones are running wild on this song. Sitting by traffic lights, I don't know if I should go. I once called this home. Same old rusty fence and cracks and dents, puddles in the pavement. Yet I don't know which way to go. Endless nights in candlelight, open wounds that just don't feel quite right. Hollow eyes and dried up cries, all will fade come daylight. Come daylight. Will it be alright? Come daylight. Even in my darkest hour, where shadows loom, men growing taller, you, yeah, you make me see with eyes so clear. Nothing's lost, there's nothing left to fear. Oh, these dried up bones are running wild on this old night, sitting by the traffic light zone. I don't know if I should go.
Hey girl, we made it home. I know. We're home. Give me pound. Oh, give me pound. Come on. Let's go. Well, we finally made it home to Tennessee. And that was a very long night. We drove for about 12 hours. And I was really tired because I was up at 3 a.m. The morning before. And something about driving at night that makes me more tired than anything else. So I was able to get a nap at a couple of rest stops along the way, and kind of just took our time getting home safely. But overall, although we were only gone a little over a week, that was a unbelievable experience and trip, without the unforeseen circumstances. And you know, I always tell people that you always got to be Semper Gumbie and don't let things stress you out. And this trip, or this adventure, has definitely tested me, and you know, I had to make some changes on the fly. Let's just give a brief recap of the week. Day one, we arrived at Lake Ray Roberts, beautiful lake. It was hot. It was hot, and I must say, hats off to the people in Texas. And if you want to know how hot is, go camping in the middle of June or July and experience some 103, 104 degree temperatures. But we made it through. Day two, Brian Waters from the Brian Waters Outdoors channel came out. He also was, said, what were we doing? It is wicked hot. But he does have a video out on the Brian Waters Outdoors channel of our collaboration videos, so go check it out. But Scott Wilder, retired Coast Guard Master Chief, thank you for coming out and checking on me also. But that night, Brian brought his famous ribs, and I cooked up some steaks, and I had a Texas donkey drink. And if you don't know what that is, go check out his video from Lake Ray Roberts. But that night, it came down in buckets. It was 60, 70 mile an hour winds, lightning, thunder, heavy rain. Had to retire into the camper, and it came in two sets. The first one was at 10 a.m. The second one was at 2 a.m. I'm sorry, the first one was at 10 p.m. The second one was at 2 a.m. And the one at 2 a.m. There was some hail. So we got through that, but it blew and rained so hard that the water was coming through the false tailgate in some sections that are not sealed. And little did I know, it shorted out my window AC unit. But I did not know until we drove to Amarillo. Well, on the way to Amarillo, got a call or an email saying that the Palo Duro Canyon was shut down. The park was closed, no camping because of the floods. So I was supposed to be there for 2 days. So I found a alternate site on Route 66 near the Cadillac Ranch, just so I could get a place to stay, because it was hot, and I was not going to just not camp without an air conditioner. It was 102, I think, out there that day. Well, got everything set up, plugged in my air conditioner, and it did not work. Thankfully, if you saw the video, I was able to go on Instacart, order one from Lowe's, and they dropped it off at the campground or RV park. And I told Brian Waters that I had to buy another AC unit, and he said in his text, "I hope it fits." And then I realized not all window units are the same size, so I had to ask the front office for a jigsaw, and I had to use my handsaw. And in 100-degree heat, I was cutting the false tailgate open a little wider to fit the AC unit. Got it in, but I was covered with sweat. Day three, as we left Amarillo, bypassing the canyon because we couldn't get in, stopped at the Cadillac Ranch, and I have some drone footage of that on our old Route 66. After we left Amarillo, we drove to Colorado, and that was about a 5 or 6 hour drive into Colorado Springs. And you could tell when you get into Colorado, it's just beautiful as you go to the first mountain pass out of Pueblo into Colorado Springs. And it was just breathtaking. The scenery is just unbelievable. We got to the Air Force Academy, the campground, the family camp, and was hit with some heavy rain again. So for the first hour, I just sat in the truck and ate my lunch while we let the rain pass. Once it passed, we got the camp set up, and called my buddy T.A. Shelton, retired Army warrant, who lives in Colorado Springs. Him and his wife Jeanette, which was only several miles from where I was staying. So he came out and he decided to hang out with me and camp. So thank you very much for doing that. And it was great catching up. Had a great dinner. We had steak, some rice and some corn and some sausages. And he brought his camping gear and camped in the back of his truck that evening. But what I was shocked was it was 43 degrees that night in the evening. I went from 103 to 43, and I went from flip-flops, shorts, and a sweaty wet t-shirt, smelly wet t-shirt, to pants, socks, shoes, t-shirt, hoodie, and headgear at the camp that night. So it was crazy, but it was nice not having to need an AC unit to keep me cool. Actually, I had Hoku keep my legs warm, my feet warm while we were in the back of the truck. So TA left that next morning, and that evening, my second night there, I get a knock on the window of my camper, and I thought it was Hoku's tail hitting the window. But I look out, and it's a gentleman that I met, him and his wife I met earlier that day, and he saw his kids saw my Semper Gumbie decal in the back of my truck, and I guess they went on YouTube and they came back, and we were talking, so I gave them a couple of decals, Semper Gumbie decals for the kids, and they loved it. So, but anyway, that evening I get a knock. He comes by, and he has a challenge coin, and he's stationed. Well, he's retired, but works at the space station in Colorado for the Air Force, and he gave me a challenge coin, which was really, really cool. I was kind of blown away. It was the space station with the old name, which was Cheyenne Mountain Space Station. But thank you. And then his wife and him brought over some wings that they went out and bought at this place out in town. So they also brought me dinner, so that was really cool. And it was Jeff and Sidonia Fulton from Colorado. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Sidonia. And then Jeff told me that he had to go get some coffee, or he was going to get some coffee because they forgot to bring their coffee. And I'm like, hey, Semper Gumbie Coffee. What a great place to give somebody some coffee and have them try it out. So I did a video, my last video, of them brewing the coffee. So check that out too. But thank you, Jeff and Sidonia Fulton and their two boys. And we exchanged numbers, and if I ever get back to Colorado, as well as TA, I got places to stay and places to camp and stuff like that. We left Colorado and we went through Denver, came down in altitude for about 2,000 feet, so I felt the effects at altitude at 7,500, 8,000. A little lightheaded, hard to breathe, but when it came down, I felt a little better. We get into Laramie, Wyoming, which was about, I'll take that back, Cheyenne, Wyoming first, and there was a lot of truck campers and trailers on the road, and I believe they were all headed where I was supposed to go. So we get to Laramie from Cheyenne. That was another hour, and try to check into our sites, and they could not find my reservations. None, zero, gone. And it was all full, and it was hot. So drove around a while trying to come up with a solution for the situation. Could not find any place, so I ended up staying at a La Quinta Inn that night, so that way I could get on the internet, find everything that we need to do. So before I drove another 8 hours north to the Grand Tetons, I called to make sure my reservations were in place. No one answered the phone for that first 2 hours I tried calling. And then I went online and I tried to check my reservations, and it said canceled. And I'm like, no. It showed canceled. So I finally got through, and they said that they didn't have my reservations. So from Laramie, I said, you know what, let's just do this trip in the fall. So we're driving. We left Laramie. I went back to Laramie, drove, and we were headed back home to Tennessee. Actually, we were in Nebraska, and I said, you know what, I'm going to check out Palo Duro Canyon. So I called. They had openings. So I said, you know what, I'm going to spend the night in the canyon because I wanted to see the canyon the first time. So I had to redivert and go south, and I was in, I don't know where I was. I went from Wyoming to Nebraska, back into Colorado, and dirt roads, back roads. And it took about 5 hours to get back into Amarillo through Colorado, the back way, not through Colorado Springs. And we finally get to Palo Duro Canyon, and it is wicked hot. I mean, it was like it was over 100 degrees, and the ranger said to stay hydrated because it is going to get hotter. So we finally get down to the site, and you could see the week before all the washouts, the dirt, the flooding. And I was there was only 3 of us in that campground, and so I set up tents, or set up the canopy, set up the AC, and we got power. And the AC unit was having a really hard time keeping up with the heat because I had no shade over where I was at. But beautiful canyon. And then I get an alert about 2 hours later. I get an alert that a severe thunderstorm with possible tornadoes were headed to my area, and I'm like, not again. So I was watching the radar, and it looked pretty bad. The week before, when that heavy thunderstorm came, a tornado touched down a little north of where I was staying and killed, I think 12 people lost their lives. And that same type of storm was headed to my location. Well, I decided to pack up just for the safety reasons. I didn't want to get trapped or stuck in the truck. There was a lot of EMS and fire rescue that day. A lot of people were hiking that were had to get lifted out. They were having, I guess, maybe some overheating problems, and got dehydrated on the trails and needed help. So I decided to leave. We packed up and decided to head home, just because. And then the next day I read that the tornado had touched down and 4 people had lost their lives. So it was a good decision for me to leave, and like I said, I'll come back and do it all over again when it's a lot cooler. We decided to drive straight through to Tennessee from Amarillo, and that was almost 13 hours to drive. It was 890 miles. So we got on the road at 5 p.m. and headed east. And about 2 a.m. I really started to get fatigued and tired. A lot of the truck stops on Interstate 40 were packed. I mean, it was truck and trailers from end to end, and a couple of the rest stops didn't have any room. The trucks were actually parking parallel to the vertical to the parking spaces for cars. So instead of parking like this, they went across and they were taking up all the lanes. So I finally made it to the a Love stop, gas truck stop, and I took about a 30-minute nap there, got back on the road and drove for about 2 more hours. But still got tired, so I pulled into another truck stop and slept for about an hour. And then when the sun came up, drove straight home. But that's it in a nutshell. Weather, heat, equipment failures, you name it, reservations canceling, it had happened. But you know what? You know, it just makes you realize how, you know, what you need to do, and you need to be Semper Gumbie, and you need to plan ahead and find alternate solutions without getting all stressed out. And I did. It was fun. Hoku was great the whole time. She never gave any issues or problems. Everybody she met, they loved her. So we finally get back into Tennessee. So here I am at home. Got the truck unpacked, and we got it all cleaned up today. But I want to give a huge shout out to several people. First of all, my neighbor, Mr. Neil Barber, for checking my mail and keeping an eye on the house, making sure everything was good. Mr. Willie Gray from the Wanna Go Fishing channel, he called and texted every day to check on me, if I was doing okay. On the drive, you know, on the long drives, he checked in on me several times, making sure that I was safe and I was getting to where I went. I shared my location with several people with the pin to let them know where I'm at. Scott Wilder in Denton, Texas, thank you for offering your home, and in case I had to bug out. But I think the safest thing was to stay put at that point once it started, because I didn't know if maybe, you know, what if it was a tornado when I drove straight into it. But thank you. Mr. Brian Waters from the Brian Waters Outdoors channel, Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you for hosting our first collaboration video. Thank you for the ribs. Thank you for the food. Thank you for the Texas donkey. Thank you for letting people know about my channel. And those that were subscribers of Brian's channel, actually some of them subscribed to mine. And thank you for purchasing coffee, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to sharing many experiences with you. T.A. Shelton, Colorado Springs, he also offered his home as a location, and also offered to go to different camping sites the next time around. I apologize I wasn't able to come back that way. I was kind of a last-minute decision to beat feet and head back to Tennessee, but I'll definitely be back and take you up on that offer. And I appreciate you bringing food out to the campsite and having some steak and sausages and breakfast. So thank you, sir. And then, of course, Jeff and Sidonia Fulton. It was great meeting you. Thank you for the corn. Thank you for the dinner. And I look forward of keeping in touch. And all I can say is thank you to my family. Thank you to all you guys who came along for this adventure. The next one will be a lot better, I promise. But I hope you guys enjoyed all the videos. It'll be going on for another 2 weeks. And comment, like, share, and subscribe. So as I end this segment of this adventure, I am throwing in a recap at the end of this segment of the highlights and pictures and videos. So I hope you guys all enjoy. It'll probably be about 2 minutes long, with some great drone footage, some video, and some crazy stuff. So, but anyway, thank you again, and I look forward to doing this very soon. And if you guys want to come along with me to do that, that'd be great. I'd like to share the adventures with some of you. So, in closing, you know, always says be kind to your neighbors, treat them well. Spend time with your family. Tell them that you love them, because you'll never know how long you got left with them on this earth. And most of all, whatever life throws at you, you always have to be Semper Gumbie. So, just a man, his dog, and his Dodge. We'll catch you on the next video. Enjoy this video montage. Semper Gumbie out. People often say that the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I say that the most liberating thing about beauty is realizing that you are the beholder. Everything has beauty, but not everything and everyone sees it. For every beauty, there is an eye somewhere to see it.